What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2. As you can see, I am on a Drakenfrost Keep, floor 289 in Onslaught mode. Let's go ahead and dive right on in and check it out. Now, first things first here, we got Sparks and Shields, Maximum Effort, and Lethargic. Enemies start stronger but get weaker the longer they live. I'm pretty much going to ignore both of those mutators. Over here we get a little bit of help out of Phased, as the enemies will be moving slower. However, there are some Cyborgs, a whole bunch of Shieldies, and some Frosties in the mix there, so I'm going to have to be careful with that. Now, both of these lanes can be slowed and stunned, with the exception of those Frosties. So let's go ahead and set up just one stun right here. Let's see, let's go ahead and use a Lightning Strike Aura to buff it all, and then let's try something like this. We'll go, a Reflect Beam there. Let's go with another little Reflect Beam here. Now that'll take care of the Cyborgs, as I do have Tenacity on those Reflects. However, we do have some Frost mobs in the mix, and I feel like I should add a little something in to adjust with those, so we're going to be using some anti-frost fissures. And let's just go ahead and put one of them right here in the back. Now, it's quite a bit of DU on that lane, however, I really don't want to have to worry about it. Let's check it out here. We got Mob Gallery. We got more Frosties, 60 Frost mobs here, yet they are all Gobus, so they're little squishy ones. Now, Mob Gallery, of course, is going to change, so it won't have that throughout. Over here, we've got an Unstoppable Controlled Burn lane. Now, here the enemies are immune to slow. We've got no immunities right here except for that Bullet Sponge. So let's go ahead and go with 2 Weapon Man nodes this time to make sure I'm getting that Drench way out here. And you know what? Let's just do the same thing. Let's go with the LSA there, and then we'll go Flame Aura and Flame Aura. Little bit of love here, and just to help out with these Frosties, let's get a Fissure down there in the back. Now, I do have that Controlled Burn lane. I want to make sure that's not going to be any issues. So just to be safe, I'm going to throw a little poison in the mix as well. And let's just go with it like right here, and we'll point it that direction down the lane. Now, lots and lots of DU spent on those lanes, so I need to thin it out a little on these lanes over here. And starting right off, we got Stabby Zappers, Detonator, and Armored. Now, the Armored is actually going to help me out here, as I am going to use some magic damage up top. And let's go ahead and split a Weapon Manufacturer. We'll put one node there and one node over here. And then to help close the deal on the Flyers, do we want a Flame Aura up there? I feel like a Flame Aura could be helpful. It looks like it will just barely reach to the path of where the Flyers are coming through, so we should be good there. And then we've got to start saving a little DU here. So let's just go 1 Lightning Strike Aura. You know what? This is actually not too challenging of a lane. So let's just go 1 Lightning Strike and a Reflect Beam on that lane, just to save a little bit of DU. Now, taking a look over here, we've got Air Raid, and they're enraged. Enemies start weaker. We want to kill these enemies as soon as possible. They do have Soft Spot. Extra weak point damage. That's not really going to help us out on a flyer lane in any way. The best thing we can do is try to kill them fast. Now, on this front line lane, we don't have any Cyborgs, so we can throw some auras in right at the spawn to help out a little bit with the Flyers, but as most people know, the Flyers on this lane, they fly high, and they fly high very quick. Now, where we're at right now, we're still going to catch them, but we're just barely going to catch them. So we do have Proximity in as well, and I think just to help out with the lane and the Flyers, really, let's go ahead and go with a Snake down here. Now, I still haven't fixed my Snake. It's still a little broken with that Fiery Fangs. However, we're going to use it anyway. That'll give me a little additional damage against those lightning bugs with the earth damage, but it's not really going to help me out anywhere else. Let's see, and then what else do we want on the lane? We've got Proximity there, so it's kind of a no-brainer to get some traps, auras, and nodes in the mix. And let's just go ahead and, how do we want to do this? I tell you what, why don't we put a Lightning Strike Aura up front to buff that stuff, and then try to sneak a slow in as well to just ensure that this lane is going to be a non-issue. Now, that only leaves me 330 DU left. However, I do have some fairly easy lanes here. I've got a Spellbreaker Headstrong lane, but there's only 10 mobs, so not a huge deal. And then over here we have Winners here. Now, here's my one fear here. This particular lane, we all know the mobs like to come out and run down this side. So if they do that, it's going to present a problem. I'm going to have to pay attention on this lane. If they do cross over and go down the wrong lane, it could be an issue. Now, first things first, Winners here. So we want fire damage, plus we've got long shot. So with long shot, it means we want towers. So the further away, the better off we are, and I think it's only natural that we throw down some fiery Ramsters right here to help get the job done. And let's go ahead and go with 3 of them. That leaves me 180 DU for this lane, and that actually may just work out perfect, as we can then go, what? We can go 2, that leaves me 60. Now those enemies are headstrong, so I'm not going to be able to stun those up. How do we want to do this? We've got 60 left. I could go with another ballista down here just in case they do cross over into this lane, or I can buff everything. I think I'm just going to go with another ballista and call it good. Now I am going to have to pay attention down there. It's definitely my weakest spot, but let's see how it goes here for wave number 1. Mr. Baddie Dragon flying in for his initial approach. And let's just get all this stuff unfrozen and then focus really on that lane. Now, of course, I'm using Frostfire Remnants. I am going to take advantage of that Frostfire Remnants and try to stack some damage up down here when I need to run away. So that's helpful. Now, I didn't get Headstrong Assassins, which is a huge plus, as Headstrong Assassins can be a huge pain in the butt, and they're super, super common as you get into the higher Onslaught floors. Let's see, we'll get a Frostfire going there. Let's go ahead and just drop a Frostfire everywhere we can here. Let's get one going there. This lane, it's not going to be as helpful because of that controlled burn, so I'm just not even going to worry about that one. But let's check it out over here. No baddies coming out. How are these guys doing? Are they going down the correct lane? They are going down the correct lane. Looks like some of them are kind of... Yeah, there they go. I was going to say, it looks like some of them were going to cross over into the wrong lane. And that is a huge problem, of course. So let me try to clear all this out. Nope, Ballista's got wrecked. I am in deep trouble here. No doubt about it. And we may have to go with a slightly different strategy here. Just because of all these problems. Now, can I get these defenses unfrozen real quick? Everything's just getting steamrolled down here. That crossing over, having one physical and one frosty lane is a huge problem. But I've got something in mind that hopefully will lead to success on that lane. Let's just go ahead and see if we can't close out the rest of this wave, though. Because it's not over yet. That is for certain. Are the flyers getting handled? It appears that the flyers are getting handled. So that was good. And what do we have here? Are these lightning bugs going to get handled? Looks like it. We got one more making the rounds here. Look, they're just all going to crazy lanes. That's nuts. All over the place. Well, the answer to crazy lanes is move it back and let them all blend together into one. So that is exactly what we're going to do, assuming I survive the rest of this one. Weird, he's even going to the wrong objective. Nuts. Alright, so let's get everything unfrozen and do some rebuilding. 330 DU left. Gonna have some work to do here. No doubt about it. Now let's see. It actually did decent up here. Let's go ahead and get just a few random ups thrown around. Let's make sure these frost mobs are getting wrecked. I want to make sure not to spend too much up here because I really need to focus on this eastern area or western area here. Now, with the mobs all crisscrossing and doing their thing, let's take a look at what we got. We got Winners here, we got Vampiric, and we've got Headstrong. So, these guys are doing what they want. Considering they're doing what they want, I think the smartest thing might be able to move the whole build back here. Because as long as these Winners here guys are going to cross over into this Spellbreaker lane, it's just gonna be problems. So let's see. What can we do here? Let's start off... how do we want to do it? We want to start off with some ballistas. Let's start off with... let's go 2 ballistas right in the back. What does that get me down to? It gets me down to 210. So then, let's go ahead and go with the 3 Ramsters again. But we're going to put them right up front this time. Something like that. And then that is going to leave me 60. And 60 is going to allow me just to juice all this stuff up a bit. So now at least I've got it buffed with Destructive Pylon. I got it boosted with the Boost Aura. And then now I'm going to throw a couple of upgrades. Actually, let's hit both of them twice. There we go. Now hopefully we get a little bit better results there. It's like next to no mobs on that Draken's Barrage lane, but a ton in the Winners Here lane. So I definitely need to be careful about that. Let's see, where you going there, Mr. Frosty Pants? There he comes. Let's get everything nice and unfrozen before we worry about anything at all. And we're looking good. How are we coming in the middle? We're actually doing a lot better with the mobs crossing over. It's not near as much of an issue now, as I've just blended all those defenses together and moved them back. Seems to be helping out quite a bit. Let's see how these guys do. Yeah, the little Gobus are dropping like crazy, so perfect. Now, I'm still going to continue to upgrade, though. I'm going to get those ballistas completely jacked up and make sure that I'm squared away there. Quick on-the-fly upgrade there on that snake. And you know what? Let's hit this Flame Aura as well. Skarnash coming. Skarnash, kind of a non-issue. PBT down. Was not expecting that to be a problem. There we go, we got that. I really need to get these defenses that are frozen up unfrozen here before things go really, really, really wrong. It's a little deceiving on the minimap too when you build all the defenses way back like that, as it just seems like the mobs are really on the push and they're not actually pushed out that far. Let's see if we can't thin the herd here just a little bit. Get that Frostfire kicking in that lane. That should help out that area just a touch. I'm just going to leave that assassin there and get back down here and keep an eye on this mess right down here and make sure this is going to go okay for me. Wasn't expecting that PDT to go down. Alright, let's get that PDT replaced. And we're going to need another round of ups on this lane just to make sure. Just to make sure it's all good. Let's see. Let's get that. Let's get this Fisher. Let's actually hit everything over here. Get these reflects too, and that is pretty good. Now that leaves me what? Am I going to get 300 out of this? I should. I'd like to get a couple more ups on these ballistas at least. Now Ramsters, of course, have really bad upgrade values, so... you know, if you take a look at the Ramster here, it's doing 1.36 million damage per whack, all the way at the bottom right there. If I upgrade it, that only goes up to 1.5 million, so it only goes up, what, 10% for that upgrade. So it's not really worth putting the mana into the rams. I'm going to just throw it around in other places. And I think that'll be good. Let's see how Wave 3 treats us here. Looks like Mr. Frosty Pants is coming right over here. Doesn't want to freeze the one I'm standing at this time, though. I see how it is. Let's just go ahead and get all this stuff unfrozen and just start dropping Frostfire again. Rinse and repeat. More Frostfire, please. I am a little bit worried about those Hex Throwers coming out of that middle lane, as they do like to take pot shots at the core as well. And I'm not set up protecting that, so those guys could be a problem if I'm not too careful. Now, how are we doing down here? Oh, we got a Yeti coming too, wow. Yetis can be quite devastating. Let's see if I can trick them into throwing at this Reflect Beam here. Come on, Yeti, do it up. There we go. Yeti froze up all of his homies. Good job, Mr. Yeti. He's almost down. Oof. Such a close call. It's when you're not, I'm telling you, when you're not used to building back here like this, that mini-map, I keep looking down there and like entering a little mini panic mode, as it just feels like that lane's getting pushed when it's not necessarily getting pushed at all. Gonna have to check this other brazier now too. This one here. There we go. Get these guys all unfrozen. 100 mobs left in wave 3. This wave went a little bit better. I'm thinking really get these ballistas up to tier 5, and I think it's going to be happy times for this lane. Hopefully, anyway. This guy's bringing the pain, that's for sure. They are no joke. Drop the assassin off here. And we better get things unfrozen before I move over to worry about those flyers. So let's go ahead and get everything unstuck here. Actually, the flyers all died, so it worked out. Now, this particular lane, I'm pretty darn tempted just to go with Petrify, as when the flyers come in, they, of course, are over an instant kill zone. Where if you petrified them and dropped them down there, the flyers are going to insta-die. And that would probably have been a better idea. I've got 60 DU spent, though, here, and nothing left over. It would take me 70 DU to set up a flyer defense, so I'm just going to leave that alone. Let's go a couple more ups on the auras and the reflects. Ooh, I didn't save enough to get both of those ballistas up to tier 5. Let's hope there's enough land here. Let's see. It doesn't look like there's going to be, unless there's a big puddle down here. There's just not much. Well, we'll get one of them anyway. One of those all the way up. Actually, we do have enough to get them both up. Nice. Alright, wave 4 incoming. Where is Mr. Dragon headed? Doing his thing over here, so let's get everything unthawed. And it is good game. I, of course, am using the Burning Strike Shard. I assume most people already knew that. But if you have questions about how I'm igniting without oiling them first, it's because I'm just using the Burning Strike Shard and doing it the easy way. No point in working overly hard. Let's see, here comes another. That was pretty quick. Looking good, though. Gotta make sure this one, I never check this brazier. I'm gonna have to make sure that one's not getting frozen up as well. Thork bringing the pain. Where's Mr. Thork at? He's in that mess down here, it looks like. Let's just get... Yeah, I feel like I got additional dragons this time, but I can see them. So I'm good with it as long as I can see them. It's when you get them and you can't see them that they cause a real problem. Let's see if we can't get a little bit more Frostfire here to help thin the crowd here. And we got a big push coming from up top. See if we can't give a little bit of help in that lane. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble now. I'm in a bad spot to have assassins popping on me, and it looks like we've got one frozen defense, and Quibs is making the push, so luckily I'm spawning right on top of the frozen defense, so really non-issue there. And Quibs is down. We got one flyer that made it through here. Let's get these assassins dealt with over here in this Weapon Man and Flamers. One more trip for Mr. Frosty Pants, and it should be a good game. Get everything unthawed. Did we get it all? I think I got it. Nope. Got some stuff here too. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that reflect beam all the way up. So that should make it so I really don't have to pay attention there. What do we have for bosses here? We got a Hex Thrower boss. That could be a problem, as they do like to take pot shots at the core here. And what do we have down here? Nothing to be alarmed about, really. We've got a Lady Orc here, which will need a little bit of special attention. And let's see what we can do. Now, of course, you survive Wave 5, you basically won, as the boss is pretty easy to kill, and it insta-ends Wave 6, so just all about surviving this particular wave. And so far, so good. Let's get some Frostfire stacks going. Okay, here comes Sniper Warbleed. Let me go ahead and put the hurt. Maybe. Oh, no. That is bad news. Please don't take shots at my core. Please don't take shots at my core. There we go. Got Warbleed down. I'm going to leave that Siege Roller, as I'm not overly concerned about it. But we do have Nash over here that needs a little bit of love. More frozen up hotness. Or I guess it's not hotness at all if it's frozen up. How we doing? We're looking good now. 280 mobs left. There's plenty of mobs left. I'm still just going to kind of ignore that Siege Roller until there's no mobs behind it, as I just don't want to get wrecked. Let's get everything unthawed again. Looking good. Is now the opportunity to drop in behind that Siege Roller? It appears that it is. So let's go ahead, get that Siege Roller handled. And then now it should be a good game, in theory. Dragon likes to freeze stuff, that is for sure. Likes it cold. How are we doing? We're doing pretty good. Got a little bit frozen up over there. Gotta attend to that for sure. Don't need just flyers being all frostified. And we got one more assassin. Drop both of the assassins off. Let them hang out. Do their thing. Let's make sure these flyers die this time. I don't want anybody sneaking through on me. No sneaks, please. No sneaks. And it looks like everything is unfrozen. So, there is... It's not over until it's over, of course, but it appears that there is another successful Drakenfrost keep in Onslaught mode. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like it when this map comes around either. I think there's very few people that will actually celebrate this map when it gets here, other than someone who is just starving for reroll tokens. And let's see, where is he going to spawn? Got my Dragolich up, so everything should be in order for a face roll here. Right over on this side, so nice and close. Perfect. And there we go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So that was floor 289, Drakenfrost Keep, in a little Onslaught fun in DD2. Now, I told myself, I know, nobody's called me out on it yet, but I've been saying for months I wasn't going to push Onslaught again, and I'm not really doing a real Onslaught push here, but I do want to get into some of the higher difficulties to play, as we know that there is some more endgame coming our way. We don't know in what form it's going to be yet, and the last thing I want to do is roll into it all soft after just farming Chaos 7 and lower Onslaught for too long. So I am going to do a little mini push, just casual. I'm not taking it too seriously, just kind of having fun. And there will be more Onslaught coming this way. So thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to click that like button. Please subscribe to the channel. And I will be back soon with more Dungeon Defenders 2. You can count on it. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.